One of the most surprising truths about life after 50 is that your skin doesn't age all at once. It ages the moment your collagen production silently slows long before you see the first deep crease. Each year, the structure beneath your skin weakens without warning, leaving you wondering what changed so suddenly. But hidden in this decline is a reversible mechanism, a gentle signal your body is still waiting to receive. Behind this quiet shift is a reality many women never expect. Collagen doesn't simply fade with age. It slows because the hormonal signals that once instructed your skin to rebuild gradually weaken year after year. I'm Dr. Eliza Hart, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience in women's health and hormonal aging, and I've seen countless women struggle not because their skin is failing, but because they were never taught how to reawaken those dormant signals. When collagen production declines silently, the deeper layers of your skin lose strength, long before wrinkles appear, creating changes that feel sudden and irreversible. Yet the truth is far more encouraging. Your skin still remembers how to rebuild. It simply needs the correct biological cues. Before we begin, please subscribe and comment the country you're watching from so I know this message is reaching women around the world. Help me reach my first 50,000 subscribers so I can continue growing this channel. And stay until the end. I have a small but meaningful surprise for you that will make this topic even clearer. To understand how to rebuild your skin, we first need to uncover the silent trigger that causes collagen production to slow without warning. 1. The hidden reason your collagen has stopped producing. Before we discuss how to restore collagen, we need to understand why it slows so dramatically after midlife. Many women assume collagen declines because of aging, yet research shows the drop is closely tied to hormonal signaling rather than the passage of time alone. In fact, a 2019 review in Dermatoendocrinology demonstrated that estrogen plays a direct regulatory role in collagen synthesis, dermal thickness, and skin elasticity. When estrogen falls during perimenopause and menopause, the biochemical machinery responsible for maintaining the skin's structure becomes significantly less active. One of the most important components in this machinery is the fibroblast. These cells function as the engineers of your dermal layer, producing collagen types I and III that form the skin's internal scaffold. Studies published in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology have shown that fibroblast activity decreases sharply when estrogen receptors are no longer adequately stimulated. This does not mean fibroblasts disappear. Rather, they shift into a low-output state where their ability to repair and regenerate collagen slows by as much as 30% within the first 5 years after menopause. This decline is not immediately visible on the surface. The epidermis may appear unchanged for years, while deeper structural weakening progresses quietly. Collagen fibers become thinner and more fragmented, a pattern confirmed in biopsy analyses comparing premenopausal and postmenopausal skin. Without strong internal signaling, the extracellular matrix, the network that supports firmness, loses coherence, making the skin more vulnerable to environmental stressors, oxidative damage, and mechanical folding. These changes collectively explain why wrinkles feel as though they arrive suddenly, even though the process has been unfolding beneath the surface for a long time. Understanding this progression is essential because it clarifies a common misunderstanding. The issue is not that mature skin cannot produce collagen, but that its regulatory environment has shifted. The hormonal cues, mitochondrial energy availability, and antioxidant defenses that once kept fibroblasts active are no longer present at the same levels. As a result, any attempt to rebuild collagen must address the internal conditions that support fibroblast function, not just the surface appearance. Scientific literature repeatedly confirms that fibroblasts remain viable throughout life, which means the potential for regeneration never disappears. It simply requires the correct biological context to be reactivated. And this is precisely where the first immediate intervention becomes important, not by forcing the skin to act younger, but by restoring the internal environment it needs to resume collagen production efficiently. With this foundation in place, we can now move into the first practical step that begins supporting this restoration from within. 2. Immediate fix number 1, hydration reboot with electrolytes. One of the most overlooked contributors to collagen decline after 50 is not a serum, a cream, or even a hormone. It is cellular hydration. Although most women drink water throughout the day, research shows that mature skin often remains dehydrated at the cellular level, meaning the water never actually reaches the dermal layers where collagen is formed and repaired. This concept may seem surprising, yet a 2020 study in the Journal of Clinical Dermatology demonstrated that women over 50 experience a measurable reduction in intracellular water even when total fluid intake remains normal. The explanation lies in the sodium-potassium pump, a transport system embedded in every cell membrane. As women age, hormonal shifts, reduced mineral intake, and decreased mitochondrial efficiency weaken this pump's ability to pull water into the cell. Without adequate electrolytes, particularly sodium, potassium, and magnesium, the gradients that maintain proper hydration cannot function optimally. A paper from Nutrients 2019 confirmed that electrolyte imbalances significantly reduce hydration status in postmenopausal women, impairing not only skin appearance, but also the activity of fibroblasts. When fibroblasts lack sufficient hydration, their metabolic rate slows, collagen synthesis decreases, and the extracellular matrix becomes less stable. Hydrated fibroblasts, in contrast, display higher protein production and stronger resilience against oxidative stress. This is why many women who drink plenty of water still experience dryness, tightness, and rapid wrinkle formation. The water is not entering the dermal cells where it matters most. To correct this, hydration must be approached not as a matter of volume, but of absorption. Adding a small amount of electrolytes to warm water in the morning supports proper cellular uptake by restoring the mineral gradients necessary for hydration to reach the deeper layers of the skin. Research on oral rehydration solutions consistently shows that water enriched with electrolytes is absorbed more effectively than plain water, even in healthy adults. By improving intracellular hydration, fibroblasts regain the environment they need to function more efficiently. Women who adopt this practice often notice a subtle plumping effect within 24 to 48 hours, not because collagen has already regenerated, but because the dermal matrix begins holding water more effectively. This early improvement is meaningful. It indicates that the skin's foundational environment is becoming receptive again to deeper, restorative steps. And once hydration begins working with your biology rather than against it, we can move to the second immediate intervention, one that activates the enzymes necessary for actual collagen formation, rather than simply supporting the conditions around it. 3. Immediate fix number 2, vitamin C, timing for collagen activation. While hydration prepares the cellular environment, collagen cannot be rebuilt unless one essential cofactor is present at the right moment: vitamin C. Many women take vitamin C inconsistently, believing any amount will benefit the skin. Yet research clearly shows that timing determines how effectively the nutrient participates in collagen synthesis. A widely referenced study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that vitamin C availability directly influences the hydroxylation of proline and lysine, two amino acids required to stabilize newly formed collagen fibers. Without proper timing, these enzymatic reactions weaken, and the collagen produced becomes fragile and poorly organized. Vitamin C's role extends beyond antioxidant support. It is a mandatory cofactor for prolyl and lysyl hydroxylase, the enzymes that create the triple helix structure characteristic of strong collagen. A 2017 paper in the Journal of Skin Pharmacology and Physiology confirmed that inadequate vitamin C during synthesis leads to incomplete collagen formation, even when collagen peptides are consumed regularly. This explains why many women do not see results from collagen supplements. The cofactor needed for proper assembly is missing when their bodies attempt to use the peptides. To optimize this process, vitamin C should be taken with breakfast when cortisol levels begin to stabilize and nutrient absorption becomes more efficient. Providing vitamin C early allows the bloodstream to carry it into the dermal layer precisely when fibroblasts initiate their daytime repair cycle. Collagen peptides, on the other hand, are best consumed later in the day, ideally several hours after vitamin C, to ensure the amino acids arrive when the cofactor is already available. Aligning these two factors increases collagen formation far more effectively than raising dosage alone. Women often report improvements such as smoother texture and better resilience within 2 to 3 weeks of adopting this timing strategy. While these early changes reflect enhanced protein cross-linking rather than full structural rebuilding, they indicate that enzymatic activity has become more efficient. Before we move forward, I'd love to know how familiar this concept is to you. Comment 1 if you already take vitamin C daily, or 0 if this timing insight is new for you. Your responses help me understand where you are in your skin health journey. Once the enzymatic groundwork is in place, the next step involves addressing the hormonal pathways that regulate fibroblast activation, because timing alone is not enough if the underlying signals remain weak. Let's look at how specific foods can gently influence these pathways and support collagen production from a deeper biological level. 4. Immediate fix. Number 3. Hormone support foods to wake up skin receptors. Even when hydration is restored and vitamin C is available at the right moment, collagen synthesis cannot fully resume unless the hormonal environment is supportive. One of the most misunderstood aspects of skin aging is how strongly the dermal layer depends on estrogen signaling to maintain fibroblast activity. After menopause, circulating estrogen drops sharply, and with it, the stimulation of estrogen receptors located throughout the skin. A 2018 review in the Journal of Midlife Health noted that dermal collagen decreases by as much as 30% in the first 5 years after menopause, primarily due to reduced receptor activation rather than chronological aging alone. What often surprises women is that the skin has its own local estrogen receptors, and these receptors can respond not only to endogenous hormones, but also to mild plant-derived compounds known as phytoestrogens. These compounds do not replace hormones in the medical sense. Instead, they provide gentle signaling that helps maintain cellular activity in tissues sensitive to estrogen decline. Research published in Electrolytes found that isoflavones from soy lignans from flaxseed and phytoactive molecules from sesame seeds improve skin thickness, hydration, and collagen density in postmenopausal women over periods ranging from 8 to 12 weeks. From a biological standpoint, these foods influence gene expression within fibroblasts, enhancing their ability to produce collagen and organize the extracellular matrix. This is possible because certain phytoestrogens bind weakly to estrogen receptor beta, a receptor subtype prevalent in the skin that supports tissue repair while avoiding the overstimulation associated with stronger hormonal compounds. A 2020 study in Nutrients confirmed that receptor beta activation plays a crucial role in maintaining dermal elasticity, making dietary phytoestrogens particularly relevant for mature skin health. In practical terms, incorporating a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, a moderate serving of fermented soy, or a mixture of sesame and chia each day provides a steady supply of these beneficial compounds. Their effects are gradual, not immediate, because they work by supporting receptor responsiveness rather than forcing rapid changes. However, consistent intake creates a hormonal microenvironment in which the fibroblasts regain clarity in their signaling pathways, allowing collagen synthesis to proceed more reliably. Although diet alone cannot fully counteract the hormonal shifts of menopause, it can significantly strengthen the biological foundation on which collagen repair depends. And once these internal pathways become more responsive, the next step is to support the nighttime processes that determine how effectively the skin repairs itself while you sleep. Let's look at the nutrients that directly influence those nighttime repair cycles and why they matter so profoundly for women over 50. 5. Immediate fix number 4, nighttime collagen switch, glycine and magnesium. Even when daytime collagen signaling improves, the most significant phase of skin repair does not occur under sunlight. It happens during the deepest hours of sleep. For women over 50, this nighttime window becomes increasingly important, yet increasingly difficult to access. Declining estrogen disrupts sleep architecture, particularly slow-wave sleep, which is the stage in which collagen synthesis naturally peaks. A 2017 study in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that postmenopausal women experience reduced slow-wave activity, limiting the body's ability to engage in protein repair cycles essential for maintaining dermal strength. Two nutrients play a pivotal role in restoring this repair cycle: glycine and magnesium. Glycine, an amino acid that acts as both a neurotransmitter and a collagen precursor, has been shown to improve sleep depth and reduce core body temperature, allowing the body to enter restorative phases more efficiently. A randomized clinical trial published in Sleep and Biological Rhythms demonstrated that glycine supplementation increased feelings of morning refreshment and improved sleep quality without sedative effects. For the skin, this matters because glycine is also a primary component of collagen's triple helix structure, making it one of the few nutrients that supports both sleep and collagen assembly simultaneously. Magnesium, particularly in the glycinate form, supports a different but complementary mechanism. It modulates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces cortisol levels, and stabilizes the neurotransmitters involved in initiating deep sleep. Research in nutrients highlights that magnesium deficiency is common in older adults and directly associated with shallow sleep patterns, heightened stress responses, and impaired tissue repair. By restoring magnesium levels, the body regains the physiological balance necessary for consistent collagen regeneration during the night. Taken together 1 hour before bed, glycine and magnesium help create a biochemical environment in which fibroblasts can resume their nighttime activity. Women often notice improvements not because collagen suddenly increases overnight, but because the skin begins responding to repair signals that were previously inaccessible due to fragmented sleep. Over several weeks, enhanced sleep quality supports more coherent collagen cross-linking, resulting in a gradual increase in firmness and overall resilience. Addressing nighttime repair is essential because no amount of topical or dietary intervention can compensate for a disrupted sleep cycle. The hormonal, enzymatic, and structural steps of collagen synthesis are all dependent on these deep stages of rest. And once the body's internal rhythm begins aligning with its biological repair mechanisms, again, the next focus becomes protecting those new collagen fibers from external breakdown. This is where topical lipid restoration plays an indispensable role, especially for mature skin that loses its barrier integrity with age. 6. Immediate fix number 5, topical lipid layer repair, olive oil plus booster. Even when internal collagen signals begin to strengthen the skin, cannot maintain these gains unless its outer lipid barrier is restored. This barrier functions as the skin's primary defense system, regulating moisture loss, protecting against oxidative stress, and preventing collagen fibers from breaking down prematurely. What many women do not realize is that after 50, the lipid layer becomes markedly thinner. A 2019 study in the International Journal of Cosmetic Science showed that mature skin experiences a significant decline in ceramides and natural oils, resulting in impaired barrier function and increased transepidermal water loss. This compromised barrier makes topical support essential, and one of the most effective ways to restore it is through plant-based lipid application. Extra virgin olive oil, particularly high oleic varieties, contains squalene vitamin E and a rich profile of antioxidant polyphenols. These compounds help reduce lipid peroxidation and reinforce the structural integrity of the stratum corneum. A clinical review in phytotherapy research noted that squalene not only contributes to barrier repair, but also protects existing collagen from UV-induced degradation by neutralizing reactive oxygen species. However, olive oil alone is not always sufficient, especially for women whose skin is already thin or sensitive. Combining olive oil with a lightweight booster such as jojoba oil or natural vitamin E enhances penetration and improves lipid alignment within the outer barrier. Jojoba oil is uniquely beneficial because its molecular structure closely resembles human sebum. Research published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that jojoba oil increases skin suppleness and reduces surface flaking by integrating into the lipid matrix without clogging pores. Vitamin E, meanwhile, strengthens antioxidant defenses and reduces collagen breakdown triggered by environmental stress. For best results, these oils should be applied to slightly damp skin. Moisture on the surface allows the lipids to form lamellar structures that lock hydration into the epidermis, a mechanism supported by multiple dermatological studies on occlusive and semi-occlusive moisturizers. Applying oils on dry skin, by contrast, reduces absorption and may lead to surface buildup rather than true barrier repair. Over time, as the lipid barrier strengthens, the skin becomes better equipped to retain hydration, mitigate inflammation, and guard newly formed collagen. This step is not meant to replace internal interventions. It is designed to protect the progress you have already begun. And now that hydration signaling, enzymatic activation, hormonal support, and topical protection are all working together, the final step is learning how to orchestrate these interventions so they reinforce one another rather than act in isolation. Let's move into the optimization guide that ties everything into a coherent, science-backed routine. 7. Optimization Guide: How to Apply All 5 Fixes for Maximum Collagen Results. With every internal and external intervention now established, the final step is learning how to align them so they work synergistically instead of competing for your body's attention. Collagen regeneration is not triggered by a single habit, but by a coordinated rhythm between hydration, nutrient timing, hormonal signaling, sleep architecture, and barrier integrity. When these elements follow a logical sequence, fibroblasts operate more efficiently and repair processes become far more consistent. The first principle is biological timing. Hydration with electrolytes should occur early in the day when cellular transport systems are most responsive and cortisol begins its gradual decline. Providing minerals in this window increases intracellular water, creating the hydrated environment fibroblasts require for proper enzyme activity. Vitamin C belongs in the morning as well, not for convenience, but because its peak plasma availability aligns with the body's natural daytime cycle of tissue maintenance. Collagen peptides, by contrast, are best taken later, allowing amino acids to circulate when vitamin C is already present to support hydroxylation. The second principle is hormonal support through consistent dietary intake. Phytoestrogen-rich foods do not work instantly. They operate by improving receptor sensitivity over time. Maintaining daily intake, even in small amounts, allows these compounds to exert mild but continuous influence on dermal estrogen receptors. This steady signaling helps fibroblasts transition out of a low-output state and prepares the skin for deeper repair during nighttime cycles. The third principle involves protecting and optimizing sleep. Glycine and magnesium should be taken roughly an hour before bed, allowing their physiological effects to synchronize with the onset of slow-wave sleep. This window is where the majority of collagen assembly occurs, and stabilizing the sleep structure significantly enhances collagen cross-linking and dermal restoration. Without adequate slow-wave sleep, even strong daytime interventions cannot reach their full potential. Finally, topical oils should be applied only after the internal groundwork has been laid. Using olive oil and a booster like jojoba on damp skin ensures that moisture and lipids form layered structures that reinforce the epidermal barrier. This step guards against transepidermal water loss and environmental oxidative stress that would otherwise disrupt collagen renewal. When these 5 interventions are practiced with consistency and in the correct order, they create a stable physiological environment in which the skin can gradually regain its structural coherence. And now that this complete framework is established, we can step back and reflect on what these changes truly mean for women navigating life after 50 as we move into the conclusion. When you bring hydration, nutrient timing, hormonal support, restorative sleep, and barrier repair into alignment, your skin gains the internal stability it needs to rebuild itself with far more confidence than before. These 5 foundations do not reverse time. They simply give your fibroblasts the environment they have been waiting for to function again. My advice is to begin gently, stay consistent, and allow your biology the patience it deserves. If you feel this channel is genuinely supporting your health journey, you can consider offering a small donation. It helps me continue creating science-based content for women around the world in the most authentic and meaningful way. Thank you for watching. If this video brought you clarity, please like, share, and subscribe to help our community grow. I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to guiding you in the next episode.